Hey there guys, my name is Bradrenaline, aka the Alone Snorlax, and today we're back with the Mono Monday regular content thing that I'm doing. This time we've got Ghost, as you can see on the screen. This comment got the most upvotes and it'll work the same around this time. Vote for what team type you want the most, and then I'll be using that in the next weeks. I'll also leave the team in the description rather than spending like ages going over the team and everything. So this time I'm going to be doing link battles. I do link battles on Discord a lot, normally to test out teams. People want to battle me quite often. It gives me a good opportunity to test teams rather than just using battle spots. So if you want to battle me or if you want to trade stuff with other people, make some friends, you know, all of that, my Discord will be in the description too. And with all that out the way, let's get into this battle with Mitsuko. I don't want to embarrass myself, but really fun battle. Really like his team. And yeah, so I'm Mono Ghost. He didn't know this at the time, so he leads off with his Melodic. I lead off with my Silvally Ghost. And I forgot about the turn 1. But after this, I make a pretty stupid mistake. I'm running multi-attack, parting shot, U-turn, and explosion. So I should have just U-turned. After this attack, I mean, like I test the waters with some damage. And he's like max HP, I'm guessing. He goes for the Scold. And, you know, Scold always burns. So I get burned, which kind of blows. But again, it doesn't matter. This thing is just to get me some switch initiative. So I should really go for U-turn. I know the damage is going to be less because of the burn. But I actually go for the parting shot. And at the time, it didn't cross my mind that there was a Melodic on the field. So I decrease its attack, which procs the competitive. So it goes up to +2, and then it goes back down to +1, and then it goes up to +3. And I'm just there like, hand on head again, just like, no. So I switch out, and I've got to bring in Annie, the Delmise. This thing has an Assault Vest. It's max HP as well. Don't know why he went for Bulldoze, of all things, but yeah, he's +3. It's probably just to slow down my Silvally, but +3 special attack. I've got an Assault Vest and I'm max HP. And he goes for the Dragon Pulse. I'm pretty sure Ice Beam would have done more damage. But yeah, that's still only doing around half, so I'm not actually sure. I think Ice Beam might have killed. I didn't calc it, but it would have been close. So I knock it out with a Power Whip anyway, and then he sends in Decidueye. Now, in all of my test battles with this Ghost team, Decidueye was always a really big problem. Like, I had to play a certain way to make sure that I could take this thing out. It's just so good against other Ghost types. It gets trapping moves, it gets setup moves, it gets Sucker Punch, has its own Z move, like it just has so many things. So he sets up a sub on my switch, which is kind of a good play. My duty right now with the Silvally when I switched it in is just to break the switch. This was like death fodder, so keeping him from setting up is quite nice. I can go down to the Spirit Shackle here and just be, you know, be happy that I can bring in something else to try and take out the Decidueye. So I have a few options. Mainly I'm looking to use my Mega Gengar, which is why I named it All-Seeing Eye, because of the massive eye it gets when it Megas. I know, I don't know how I come up with these names. So I Mega Evolve, there's the All-Seeing Eye, and then he goes for the Sucker Punch. I knew he had Sucker Punch. I also knew that I could live it from max, from full HP even. And then I just hit him with a Shadow Ball, and this is gonna kill. Like, Mega Gengar's really strong. And then whatever else comes in next will be his Revenge Killer, and I could just try and get some damage on it. I know that this doesn't get priority outside of Fake Out, so I just go for Shadow Ball again. Do a nice chunk. Potentially getting rid of any sort of Focus Sash. Then he just goes for the Flamethrower to knock me out. I'm quite happy with how things are going right now. I think I'm 1 up or 2 up. You know, after the not going for Ice Beam and things like that. So I go into my Chandelure, another genius nickname. I'm gonna swing that one song. He goes for Toxic because I wall a lot of his moveset. Like, probably has Fake Out, Dual Stab, and Toxic. So his attacks aren't really going to do too much damage. I've got the Flash Fire, so I can get a Shadow Ball off and take out the Salazzle. So again, I'm in pretty good stead. I haven't looked up his team just yet, but now he's going to be looking to bring in his next answer to my ghost type. So he brings in the Mudsdale, and I bring out my secret weapons. So I have Solar Beam and Gracium Z. This is basically for Mudsdale, like other ground types. This is a very surprising answer to things that otherwise will, like fire fuses and things like that. So I think Solar Beam Bloom Doom goes up to like 180 base, and then obviously the super effective bonus. So Mudsdale gets 1 hit. I was just like, really? That actually took you out? I don't even think it was a roll. That's the scary thing. Like Grass Z Chandelure was actually really good, because obviously he would have just gone for the ground move and just taken me out. So next he goes into his Lucario, which again doesn't have too much for me. Like he has Steel and Fighting, maybe some Priority, maybe Zen Headbutt, maybe a Dark move if he's special. But he Mega Evolves, and then he goes for the Earthquake. And I'm pretty confident I can live this. Again, I'm max HP, and I do live it. So I go for the Flamethrower, you know, I'll do some damage to it. That's what I'm thinking. I think I'll just do some damage, and then I knock it out, and I'm just like, that was a crit, wasn't it? And it wasn't even a crit. So yeah, really pleased with the Chandelure here. And I don't go down to Poison, which doesn't change anything really. It just means I have, if anything, I wasted a turn of Hail by having 1 HP left from not dying to the Poison, which is I'm kind of indifferent to, because he's only got 1 Pokemon left, and after this I'll have 3. So I've got 2 ways, or I've got 2 Pokemon to get rid of to guarantee my victory if I had to. So I go into Sakura, or Sakura, however you want to pronounce all this stuff. I just thought it was a cool name based on the style and culture of this Oricorio form, and I set up the Tailwind. So obviously my plan with this is Oricorio was like a setup baton passer. It has Tailwind and Acrobatics with the Focus Sash. So I set up the Tailwind, and then I just, you know, go down to Death Fodder, do a little bit of damage, and then whatever comes in afterwards will be able to finish off the Ninetales. So that's exactly what I do. There's 2 turns left to Tailwind, and I'll be going into my Alola Marowak, which is a Rock Head, you know, balls to the wall, max attack, max speed. So I just go for the Flare Blitz, like straight up Flare Blitz. Obviously isn't going to live this. It's super effective. It's really strong, like this Rock Head set. It's really Glass Cannon, but good game, man. Really fun. Like this team is really good to use, considering it's really weak to Dark types and things like Decidueye. You do have to play quite well, I feel, to get a victory out of it. But yeah, like I said before, make sure to come on my Discord if you want to have battles with me, or if you want some advice on your teams. I give away some of my Breedjecks or battle ready mons that I don't like using. You know, all these other little things. I'm gonna stop rambling because I always seem to do it at the end of videos. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Good game again, man, and maybe I will see you again soon.